with desire. Jonathan and Clive. We are big on sports. Big on sports.
Welcome back. You are still watching Game On live on Urban TV. We've made a quick substitution. Clive was getting a bit exhausted. He's dropped to the bench, and we've brought in Alex Manby, a former youth player at Arsenal Football Club Academy, and right now he is a youth team coach, also an FA qualified coach. He is here for a specific reason, and that's exactly what we are going to be sharing or discussing for the next 12 minutes or so, and that is the Under-17 Intercity Youth Championship. First of all, Alex, welcome to Urban TV.
Thanks, Jonah. Thanks for having me on.
I'm guessing it is your first time here, obviously.
It's my first time on Urban TV.
But not your first time in Uganda?
Well, I've been here a few weeks. Okay. But, you know,
so it was your first time to visit Uganda?
It was my first time to visit Uganda, yeah. I've done a little tour of East Africa, and I've found myself where I want to be.
Okay, how have you found Uganda? How have you found your stay in Uganda so far?
It's been great. I mean, the funny thing is, I met Moses Chibaranga, coach Muyatare, on the border of Kenya and Uganda, and we got talking. And immediately I thought, you know, he's an engaging guy. He's switched on. He knows what he's doing. And he told me about his project, the Uganda Youth Football League. And I thought, this is something I want to be part of. So really, my whole time in Uganda has been with the UIFO, and it's been fantastic.
It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic it is, and we are pleased to have him here on the set with us. We are going to be discussing the Under-17 Intercities Youth Championship, and Alex will be one of the coaches who will be spotting talent as Uganda gets to showcase its football at a grassroots level. Now, first of all, Alex, share with us what exactly is the Under-17 Intercities Youth Championship? What will it be about, and when will it be happening?
Sure. Okay. So the basic premise for the Intercities Under-17 Youth Championship is that we're not getting the quality of players through to professional game in Uganda, but the quality of players is there. So this is an opportunity really for players to show their skills, show their ability. So we're going to have, starting on the 5th of January, which is Thursday next week, we're going to have various preliminary tournaments happening all around the country in centres and regions, and players can come as a team and pit their skills against each other. We'll have scouts at each of those regions. They'll pick the best players and then bring a squad to Kampala, to Maroons FC, on the 15th of January for the national tournament as it starts. So the idea is that no one slips through the net. If you're a great player with an average team in the preliminary, you still get to come. And entry is free, so there's no barriers to entry at all. And we get everybody down there. There'll be 16 teams, 360 or so players and staff, a 4-day tournament from the 15th of January. And we're hoping there's going to be loads of scouts there, loads of coaches looking for the next generation of Uganda players, the next generation hopefully, you know, who will play for the Cranes at AFCONs.
Or even Russia in 2018 in the World Cup.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Qatar have some dollars that they can, dish out.
Okay, fair enough. You and Thomas could correct me if I'm a bit wrong on this. But Alex, from what you're saying, and I just want our viewers at home to get this right, we will be from the 5th to the 10th of January. We will be in Kampala, not just Kampala, but in other districts. From the 5th to the 10th, these districts will be picking or selecting players for their respective teams that will then come down to Kampala at the Maroons football stadium or home ground in Luzira, and the tournament will be from 15th to 20th. So from the 5th to the 10th, districts will be picking their teams. And from what you're saying is a football team in Makindye, in the 5 divisions, I will take Kampala for a case study. The 5 divisions in Kampala, of course, are Makindye, Kawempe, Rubaga, Central, and Nakawa, to mention but the 5. So in each division, teams will come and compete, and they will pick a team out of the different teams that will have competed. They'll make one team to represent Rubaga, to represent Makindye, and all the 5 divisions of Kampala will be entered in the final tournament. Then, and Maroons, of course, as a hosts. So those are 6 slots taken. So the other 10 slots will go to other 10 districts who will have picked their teams as well between the 5th to the 10th. Is that correct?
That's exactly right, yeah. And the reason we did that, rather than just bring the winners of each regional tournament, is that we don't want anyone to miss out on the opportunity.
Because you could have a star player who got knocked out in the quarterfinals.
Exactly.
Okay.
But so we've got coordinators in each district, and the idea is that they're going to be eagle-eyed, watching every match, picking the best players, and then they bring that squad from their district to Maroons, 16 teams, 4 groups of 4, 4-day tournament, and ultimately, so Maroons have already promised they will award the player of the tournament a contract, professional contract at the club. So that's great, and I think that's just the start. Okay. To be honest, I imagine that this is going to be the best opportunity for young Ugandans to show their ability and take that next step into professional football.
My question, we've had issues to do with age cheating, and Thomas will chip in with this. We've had so many players who come to these underage tournaments and they're actually over the age of 17. How sure are we will be able to contain this? How sure are we that we're not going to have 22-year-old short players who pass to be 17-year-old playing in this tournament?
Yeah. John, it's a very good question, and it's a question which I don't think we can say with complete certainty that we won't have them. Yeah. I mean, we've got Premier League players in England coming from African nations, and there are doubts about them. I don't want to name too many, but East Africans, Southern Africans, and West Africans, there are doubts about them, and you never know. And sometimes these players, their careers tail off earlier than they should based on their age, and you think, okay, maybe that's true. However, we're doing everything we can to stop that. So we're implementing a license. Every player who plays, even in the preliminary stages, needs to register with photographic, with a photo, with ID, to show they are the age that they are. They will then be given a license, and so when they turn up to the national championships, they have that license with them. So it's as good as we can do, but I admit it's not
100% proof that you can't get them all out. Thomas, we've also had a case of so many of these underage tournaments, from City Tires to Airtel Rising Stars. This is another smart initiative with big promise. But how sure are we that this can bear fruit eventually? I mean, the Airtel Rising Stars, for one, I struggle to remember how many players have actually made it through the Airtel Rising Stars, all through to the national setup. In the past, we've had different organizations, Friends of Football, that produce the likes of Benjamin Ochan, Nicholas, or Dennis Iguma, rather, and a few others who have gone through. But how sure are we that this is sustainable? This can indeed perhaps serve as a conveyor belt of talent all through from the grassroots level all the way to the senior setup?
I should say what Alex is doing and his team out there, and Moses Chibirang, of course, who is lead man of the whole thing, is a very big and great idea. For me, when you create a platform for these kids to start up a career, who probably we believe have great talent out there, I think it's at that point where FUFA actually have to come out and then say, okay, these guys now have created a platform.
It's them to follow up now on these players.
Exactly. Now let's take it up and see how best we can, keep these kids, moving up with their talent. I believe, of course, Alex can do very much more than what he's doing right now after creating that platform and, putting out the boys and girls probably on the stage. You can't be around for, the years to come and see how much they have really done, but just coming out and putting all this out there and saying that let's select the best from almost the entire country, that I think for me
is a big step
already, and this is where stakeholders like FUFA have to come out and say, okay, you guys, you're doing a very great, but how can we come up and help you out?
Have FUFA played their part? I would ask you, the under-17 team that was coached by Matia Lule just a year back, a year and a half, 2 years back, they've all scattered all over the place. Off the top of my head, I only know of Chikonyogo and maybe one or two who are playing at KCC down there. There's one at Vipers. The rest, nobody knows where they've gone.
True. I mean, it's very, for me, like I said, even the Alex and the team, they really can't do much. All they can do is try and put up a platform where FUFA can really come. I don't know what FUFA, because for me, I believe the fans are there at FUFA that actually can, try and run something on youth football. But I just don't know what is the connection that is not happening at FUFA, because trust me, there is no other stakeholder in this country that can take up an initiative after guys like Alex and Moses have come out and put up a platform there. It's only FUFA that can do that. There is no one else that is going to come up and follow up on the boys that have been selected.
What I noticed, sorry to jump in, I noticed straight away when I started working here is that there's no continuity for even from the age of 5 or 6 years old. There's no path to play for the Cranes at AFCON or or the World Cup in Russia, or
The
whatever it is.
system
It's, you know, it's so, you know, truncated.
Yeah,
There are
it's
so many,
jumbled
you know,
up.
it's jumbled up. So what we're trying to do, this Intercities tournament, I'll be the first to admit, it's short term. We're trying to cast that net as wide as we can,
Yeah.
catch as many people as we can, and try and find the best players. But it's very short term. Long term, what we need to do is get the children younger, start coaching them with quality coaching at a younger age, and then we can really look at their career development. We can really watch their progression from a younger age in association with FUFA, in association with the clubs and their youth teams, and there can be a clearer path from being a kid running around and being pretty good in the playground with your friends to knowing how you can end up playing professional football. So longer term, that's what we need to do. You know, we need to have that clear division between you know, just the kids who like to do it for fun and those who have promising potential careers and getting themselves.
Unfortunately, we are out of time, but the last question perhaps I will ask, will there be any charge on people that want to come and watch these games when the tournaments start from 5th to 10th in Kampala, or even in the respective districts, and the 15th to the 20th at Maroons? Will there be a charge for fans who want to come and watch?
Absolutely not. No. One thing that Moses and I were completely set on from the start is we said, if we're going to be this inclusive organisation, if we're going to try and find the best that Uganda has to offer, we can't be putting barriers to entry. Whether it's an entrance fee for the players or the fans, you know, their parents might want to come, or whatever it is. So we are still looking for more sponsorship money. We are still working out those, fine-tuning those ways of getting all the funding that we need for it. But we're absolutely committed that this will be a tournament where there is no cost associated at all. And that includes, down at Luzira, accommodation, food, water, first aid, everything like that. So we'll find a way to do it.
Where do you get from the passion to do all this?
Well, football, the passion for football is, you know, I've had that since I was
You're born with that.
I was born with that. So the passion for football, that comes from the start.
I think you are born with it. Alex, thank you so much
very
for
much.
sharing with us at that time. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll be back looking at the international stories where Bob Bradley was the latest English managerial casualty last night as he was sacked by Swansea City.
Game on. It's game on with Desire, Jonathan, and Clive. We are big on sports. Big on sports.